Just breaking into programming now to bring you reports from Libya that Muammar Gaddafi's son, Saif al-Arab, has been killed. Now, the report suggests Colonel Gaddafi was in the building when NATO forces struck. The spokesman for the Gaddafi government has been speaking. Let's listen in.
And proved again that it has no moral foundation, no legal foundation, and no political foundation. The house of Mr. Saif al-Arab Muammar al-Gaddafi, known as Uruba to most Libyans, who is the youngest of the leader's children, was attacked tonight with full power. The leader with his wife was there in the house with other friends and relatives. The attack resulted in the martyrdom of brother Saif al-Arab Muammar al-Gaddafi, 29-year-old, and 3 of the leader's grandchildren. The leader himself is in good health. He wasn't harmed. His wife also is in good health. She wasn't harmed. And other people were injured in the attack. This was a direct operation to assassinate the leader of this country. This is not permitted by international law. It is not permitted by any moral code or principle. If people claim that they want to protect civilians, we have again and again declared that we are ready for negotiation, ready for roadmaps for peace, ready for political transitional periods, ready for elections, ready for referendum. NATO does not care to test our promises. The West does not care to test our statements. They only care to rob us of our freedom, our wealth, which is oil, and our right to decide our future as Libyans. Today, we gave martyrs, young and old. Tonight, it was the leader's family's turn to give martyrs for the Libyan nation. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, for 40 days now, other Libyan families gave their children as martyrs for this country. And if the fight continues, we are prepared to fight and die for our freedom. We ask the world to look into this carefully, because what we have now is the law of the jungle. How is this helping in the protection of civilians? Mr. Saif al-Arab was a civilian, a student, known in German universities, where he did his higher studies and hasn't finished them yet. He was playing and talking to his father and mother and his nieces and nephews and other visitors when he was attacked and killed for no crime he committed. Tomorrow, we will take you back to the site so you could have a daylight view of the destruction. We think now it's very clear to everyone that what is happening in Libya has no relation whatsoever to the protection of civilians. Anyone who convince themselves that this is to do with the protection of civilians in Libya are either too ignorant to understand anything about this world or has themselves a hidden agenda against this country. The way to protect civilians is peace, negotiation, coming down on the ground to talk. In 2.5 months of this conflict, almost 3...
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Saturday, April 30th, 2011, and I'm Darko. This is part 3, everyone, of this news bulletin. My website's www.ggnonline.com. That's ggnonline.com. You just saw that video there. It's breaking news. Gaddafi's son and some of his grandchildren, among other Libyans that were supporters of Gaddafi, were basically murdered and assassinated. And that was a pretty moving press release by that individual. It actually had some tears, to be honest with you. You know, it's however you want to put it. You know, as far as governments go or dictatorships, what they're doing to that country and those people are wrong. And they're playing games with Libyan people that are against Gaddafi, and they don't really know or understand what's going on. But so yeah, I mean, you can check out the links for that video. You can finish it off and watch it. I'm going to continue forward here. And of course, I just wanted to say one thing, which was it was kind of ironic that that they, you know, basically are going after Gaddafi big time right around now. And his son was killed today on April 30th, which is the anniversary of Hitler's assassination, or not assassination, but his suicide. And I almost wonder if they want Gaddafi to go out like Hitler, because I remember seeing that on Press TV before in a poll saying that Gaddafi's going to go off like he's going to go out like Hitler and basically commit suicide. And so this would be a perfect time for it, because when you mess with people's family and there's nothing you can do about it, I mean, they have nothing else to lose. So anyways, China expresses willingness to boost cooperation with Southern Sudan and promises further aid. That's a big deal because China is battling over Africa's resources against the West. Indiana lawmakers okay Broadest voucher plan in the United States. Indiana lawmakers have approved a bill creating the country's broadest private school voucher system that hands Republican Mitch Daniels a huge victory in his aggressive education agenda as he considers a 2012 presidential run. Then we have hackers claim to have PlayStation users' card data, so it just gets worse and worse and worse for PlayStation users. South Korea bans youngsters from playing online games after midnight. And then we have Texas bill would make invasive pat-downs a felony. And then we have Facebook accused of removing activist pages. Protest groups claim that Facebook has taken down dozens of pages over the weekend in a purge of activist accounts, much like YouTube, right? Purging. Okay, we have cell phone companies defend privacy practices, and it almost sounds like they're defending privacy. No, they're not defending privacy. They're basically defending giving away, or I'm sorry, tracking smartphone users' locations. So you always got to read those headlines in a certain way because they seem to have like a positive spin on them. But when you read into the story, it'll always be the opposite of that. It'll always be promoting less freedom and less privacy. Drone spray track the Unwilling and Air Force plan, and it says here that the Air Force is calling to help make miniature drones that could covertly drop a mysterious and unspecified tracking dust. Well, I'm just going to go on a limb here and say that there's a very good chance that it's going to be nanoparticles because they're little transceivers. They receive and transmit information. They're little microcomputers, mini bots, and they're already spraying on the human population globally, like I said in the other videos. So. And they're inside our blood. They're pumping through our blood right now, these little robots. And, you know, if they really wanted to, they can just, you know, tap into us individually and fry our hearts. That's just my theory. But, you know, I know what, you know, 1 + 1 equals. And it's only a matter of time until we see it comes, hey, it is 2. You know, CIA spying under U.S. aid in Pakistan. No big surprise there, but U.S. bans non-Israel friendly ad. Equal rights for Palestinians. Stop funding the Israeli military. And see, you got one of those on there, and they'll ban that sucker. U.S. may cut off aid to Palestinians following a unity deal. Obama or Barry Soetoro administration said on Thursday that if Hamas joins forces with Fatah, it will have to reassess the aid it gives to Palestinian Authority. And Hamas was what? Created by the Israelis. China to ban smoking in enclosed public places from May 1st. And then we have West Australia police unions ban high-speed pursuits. And there was actually an article on this website today that there was 2 individuals that stole a car that were in a high-speed chase, and they actually died. New rules on herbal medicine sales. I'm going to have a video on the next video covering this, but new laws come into force today aimed at protecting consumers from potentially damaging herbal medicines that have helped them stay healthy for thousands of years, and it's proven by the Chinese people because that's what they use, and that's what it's aimed at. It says here, news analysis, TCM global presence challenged by EU herbal directive as traditional Chinese medicine is expanding its presence in the global market. A disputed EU herbal directive to be fully implemented on Sunday could be a stumbling block on the road. That's right. They want you to take your big pharma chemical pills that give you all these side effects, and they want you to chew on GMO and pesticides and growth hormones and all the other stuff. Feds sting Amish farmers selling raw milk locally, so bad slave. It says cite interstate commerce violation, and talking about a 5 a.m. raid and Amish farm in Pennsylvania culminated the federal government announcing this week that it has gone to court to stop Rainbow Acres from selling its contraband to willing customers. Well, they're willing. Then just let them buy it, right? If they're willing, then why do you give a shit? Why don't you just let them put something in their bodies? It's their bodies, it's their property, it's not yours. You know? They don't care, though. The fact is that they want to make sure that you're getting like I said, the milk that is pasteurized, that's bad for you, that's homogenized, that's bad for you, clogs your arteries, has growth hormones and steroids in it, among other things. And they want you to take that instead. They want to kill you. So when you read stuff like that, just think, they want to kill me. Okay, this makes sense. That's why they're a SWAT team in Amish. You know, and the Amish aren't going to stop. They've been drinking raw milk among European people in general. I've been drinking raw milk for hundreds, if not thousands, of years, and they've never had a huge epidemic. So. It says here, nuclear advisor to Japan's prime minister quits over crisis. GMO pesticides linked to birth defects, disruption of male hormones, and cancer. Mystery disease harms penguins. Then animal populations rapidly decline all over the world. Many amphibians on the verge of extinction. And then we have this, why an ancient symbol of love is heading for an unhappy ending. The turtle dove has vanished from half its nesting sites in the past 20 years. And, well, let's go and look here. It says here, mass turtle dove death linked to overeating and indigestion. So, bad indigestion and just expanded waistline. That's why the turtle doves are dying. And if you believe that, I feel very, very, very sorry for you. It says here, breeding descent, time to scrape the baby bonus. And it says, but that's exactly what's happening with the Angelicans. They want to get rid of any policy, this is in quote, that provides an incentive specifically and primarily to increase Australia's population, notably the baby bonus. So, there you go. That's what eugenics says here. China declares victory over rapid population rise as focus shifts to aging. And if you know anything about this, I can't even believe that they would post an article with a headline like this. China declares victory over rapid population rise as focus shifts, whatever. Because why? They drag women out of their homes into abortion clinics. I mean, that's just the worst thing in the entire world, So, but hey, victory, right? Victory. They have half of their population crammed up in cities. I think that's half of your problem there, people. Safe Schools czar compares anti-gay discrimination to slavery and racial segregation. And says here, Indiana's GOP Governor Mitch Daniels urged to sign pro-life bill. I guess he's stalling on it. And it says here, ruling on stem cell patents may spell end of research in Europe, April 28th. You really think that's going to happen? I hear about this all the time. Hell no, it's not. One day later, court backs federal embryonic stem cells funds. Autism checklist could provide diagnosis before age 1. Have you got a vaccine yet? Okay, you're probably not going to get autism. Problem solved. Labs linked to nationwide salmonella outbreak in the U.S. So it says here that microbiology laboratories are linked with nationwide salmonella outbreaks. So I told you the whole thing was a fraud. The whole outbreaks. It's a fraud for the FDA to clamp down. Please join me in part 4. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.